Hello, welcome to Tabletop CP. Today we'll be back in the Soviet Union for another game of Chain of Command. Alright, so if this board looks familiar to you, that's because we just used it in a game of Bolt Action. But we're going to do what we do a lot, and we're going to keep the same board and the same forces, and we're going to play a game of Chain of Command. So a little bit of a different setup tonight. We're going to have the US versus the Soviet Union. Starting off with the terrain for the briefing as usual. Tonight's mat is going to be the Autumn Mat by Geek Villain. Super awesome, just generic grass mat. Awesome for any kind of time period you could possibly imagine. Check out the description if you want to get one of these for yourself. In game terms, so right off the bat we got some wheat fields. One giant one, some smaller ones over here. These are going to be soft cover at all times if you're in it. We also have quite a few tall wooden fences around the board. These are going to be soft cover and 2-inch visibility, so very short line of sight through them. And then we have a bunch of buildings. All the buildings are going to be soft cover. We have a few patches of woods. These are going to be woods rules, soft cover, 4-inch visibility. And the last thing is going to be the road. Those are just typical road rules. And that will do it for the terrain. Tonight's mission will be scenario 3 from the rulebook, attack and defend. So we're going to be playing a crossways on the board this time. And the defender will be placing 4 patrol markers, I should say, within 18 inches of their board edge. And the attacker will be placing 4 jump off points on their board edge. The attacker will get D6 free moves, and then both sides will place 3 jump off points. The only limitations are going to be that the defender cannot bring a pregame barrage, and the objective is simply to drive your enemy from the board and keeping your own force morale at 3+, and we'll determine the force support via a 2d6 roll. And the defender will get half of what the attacker gets. So super simple, just a basic mission out of the rule book. And that's it for the briefing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the forces. We'll begin over here with the Americans. This is the U.S. Armored Rifle Platoon, one of our favorite American platoons to run. It's got a lot of firepower, a lot of different elements. It's got a force rating of +4. So starting off up here with the command section, we have Lieutenant Andrew Cox as the lieutenant, senior leader with a carbine. He is assisted by Staff Sergeant John Baldwin. He is a senior leader with an SMG. We have 1 headquarters squad, and this is commanded by Sergeant James Mulholland. 7 guys, plus a sergeant rifle. Everyone's got rifles. Then we have 2 line squads. These are identical. It's a sergeant with M1 Garand, 1 guy with an SMG, and then 10 guys with M1 Garands. And the first one is commanded by Sergeant Reese Dignan, and the second one is our buddy Fred Stevens. And we're going to have 1 machine gun section, so it's 2 machine gun teams, 5-man crew each, commanded by a junior leader sergeant with a rifle, and that's going to be Sergeant Anvala. And then lastly, we're going to have 1 60mm mortar team, and it doesn't have a leader. It's just a 60mm mortar. We'll just say it's commanded by Corporal Shea. So Americans, they have the reroll 1s rule. For the BARs, they have marching fire, and they have the scout rule where they can be commanded. The scouts can break off. They can be commanded by their leader via hand signals at any range as long as there's line of sight. They can move 2d6 tactically, and very good. This is a very good rule for the Americans. So hopefully we remember to roll the 1s, and that's it for the Americans. Here is the Soviet platoon. This is your bog standard Soviet rifle platoon, force rating -3. So right off the bat, Soviets are going to be getting 7 support points due to the force rating difference, regardless if they're attacking or defending. So they're going to be commanded by Lieutenant Luke Lankowski, our normal Soviet commander. And he's just armed with a pistol, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's right. And we have 3 sections, single team sections. And each is commanded by a junior leader with SMG. There's a 2-man LMG team, and then 7 riflemen. So very basic, no bells and whistles. They do have the scouts rule as well. It's not as good as the Americans, but the scouts can still move tactically 2d6. They also have the God of War rule, which is, it beefs up their pregame barrage. So assuming that the Soviets aren't attacking, or are attacking I should say, and they can use the pregame barrage, that might come into play. And pregame barrage, as good as it is, making everything come in on a 5+ is just ridiculous. So we'll see how that plays out. That's the forces, and we're ready to start. All right, so the patrol phase is complete, and Andre's wound up with a jump off point here, here, and here. And mine are all in this little village squared off area here. I got one in the house, I got one there, I got one there. We've rolled our support. Andre rolled a 5 on 2d6, which means he gets 5. I get half of that at 2, plus 7 for the force rating difference. So I'm going to have more force support than he does as the defender, but he's got a lot of shit. I mean, he's got a full armored rifle platoon. One thing we haven't done, Andre, is roll force morale. Okay, I'm at an 8 and you're at a 9. I call interference. You hit my dice. Oh, all right, I'm at an 8. He's at a 9. And
that mean I get a second roll too?
No. I think that's it. So go ahead and get started.
American plan. Well, I really wish I had some great strategy I was going to share with you. Travis has got a ton of light cover. I got quite a bit of light cover. Really just going to try and kind of play off the strengths of the Americans. I've got the really good scout teams that I can send out and just kind of probe in, forcing Travis to deploy. And I've got positions I can probably get covering lines of fire. I'm not going to be able to see far through that fence, so if he makes me come up to the fence, which good chance that's how this is going to play out. He's going to make me come up to the fence and come get him, in which case I'm just going to want to have bring a lot of power to bear all at once. I can move and fire at full effects, so that's going to really help with the attack. Gonna have to kind of keep that my tank back, just because I think I'm more afraid of his support points than he's going to be of mine. So try not to get my tank blowed up, and just kind of probe and look for a weakness. So I'm just winging it.
All right, so Soviet plan. I'm kind of hemmed into this little area here, but with the placement I have my jump off points, I can deploy outside of pretty much anywhere. And I'm going to bring a bunch of entrenchments. So bringing 4 entrenchments, 3 for the squads, and I'm bringing that 37 mil AT gun and an entrenchment as well. So 7 points exactly. Everyone's going to be in hard cover, including the gun, and so I can deploy anywhere. I don't have to rely on the fences. I can deploy right outside. It'll give me a lot of flexibility. So having those single team squads in this case is a benefit, because I only need to buy 1 entrenchment. So pretty much base platoon with 1 AT gun and hard cover against his soft cover, or in the open if he's going to come out. I like my chances there. He's got a lot more firepower than I do. He's got mortars. He's got dual machine guns. So it's gonna be still tough, but with the hard cover, it's gonna help, and the AT gun will be able to help deal with the tank. I know he's not bringing a pregame barrage because he spent all of his points on his tank. So I feel pretty confident that I can kind of wait until I see where his tank's going to commit, where he's going to commit, and then I can pop out at an opportune time. So I can't wait too long. He does have a scout rule. Americans have amazing scouts, so I can't let him just send scouts up and just take all my jump off points. So I'm going to have to be ready to deploy maybe a little earlier than I would if he does the scouts. If not, I'll wait until a great time. I'll come out and hopefully light him up, drop his force morale. So it's a waiting game on defense as usual. So that's it for my plan. Andre will begin as the attacker. Okay.
Wow.
So what do we got here? 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Andre brought in Fred Stevens' rifle squad over here in the woods. He then brought in Dignan's squad over here off of the jump-off point behind that house. And then lastly, he brought in Shay's mortar, 60 mil mortar team right there in the open off that jump-off point. And these guys are on ambush, the squad, or Overwatch. You got a 4? Are you going to bring a senior? Oh, That's the senior leader there. That's Lieutenant Andrew Cox
I
has
was
come in.
thinking about it. Yeah, now that you mention it.
So that's everything, yeah. And he got a chain of command point. So it's
You're
Soviet phase.
Senior leaders.
2, 3, 4, 4, 6. I'll think about it. I'll pass. I will stick to the plan.
I will create some chain of command points.
So in the end, he winds up with a 3. So there's 1, 3. Andre had Dignan squad 3d6 all the way to the fence. Got a hell of a move. And since they're single team squad, Dignan pulled the shock, so they're up there now, shock free. And it's the Soviet phase. Okay, 2, 2, 2, 3, 6.
Wow.
So 3 2s and a 3. I'm gonna wait. So we're gonna try a house rule here. 1 double phase, 1 extra phase. A double phase is what you get. You get 1, that's it. You roll it again, you're SOL. So just to try it out. So I will pass. Knowing that, I will pass. Wow. So Andre's already up to a chain of command dice plus, and then he's got a 1, 3, and a 4. Okay. So the first thing Andre did with the 1, he moved his mortar over towards the wheat field. Didn't quite make it all the way. And then with the 3, he brought in the headquarters squad under James Melholen off of this jump off point, and they just moved up there to the fence next to Dignan, and they went on Overwatch. So he's lighting the fence, looking that way, and that's it. So it's Soviet phase. 1, 1.
All the ones.
3 1s, a 2, and finally I got a 5. So Andre's already at a chain of command dice, and I'm just barely getting a 1 here. So I could bring in 2 sections. I'll think about it. I will wait yet again. Not a good enough roll. Wow. Okay, so another chain of command point and 2, 2, 3, 4, which is really good. First up, Lieutenant Cox sent the mortar farther into the wheat field. And then Sergeant Reese Dignan went on Overwatch. And with his other command, he sent a scout team out, and they kind of just went up there behind the building. And they can move tactical too, Andre. Both of those scout teams can move tactically.
So on 2d6?
Yep.
So they're both tactical.
Yep. And then Lieutenant Cox also sent a scout team out of Stevens' squad. They got 8-inch move, and they're moving up there. So the Americans are already up here in our grill here, and I guess we got to do some kind of response. So Andre's done, so it's Soviet phase.
And the roll is good enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 2, 2, 3, 4. I'll take that. So I think we probably should do something now. Otherwise, these scouts are going to be like right up on us. So
you could definitely lose your forward jump off point. Is
yeah, we don't want
probably gone if you don't respond.
Right. Okay. I'll think about what I want to do. So we're out. Everyone's out except for Lankowski and my support unit. And I brought a squad in here off of this jump off point. Hardcover all around. They're going to fire over here at Dignan. And they brought the other 2 squads in off the jump off point in that house, more than 2 inches from the fence. And they are both going to fire. Well, we'll see. I don't know if that squad can see Dignan or not, so we'll figure that out. So we'll get the dice together. So we'll start here with these guys over at Dignan, SMG sergeants in range. We're going to just ignore those scouts, and Dignan's in the open. Then 18, needing 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. Look at that.
Short game.
10 hits, Andre. He is within 4 of the scouts, so the scouts are going to take half, and then the squad's going to take half. So who are you rolling first?
Scouts.
That's not a good roll. Scouts are dead. Even tactical. So we'll have to roll a bad thing for that.
Okay, and
Squad. Wow, that's a good roll. Only 2 shock. Okay. He will have Dignan is the arc is going to be okay.
just because I Don't look at the models, right?
Yeah, he was pointing.
I was pointing the guns.
Yeah, not the. Okay. So anyway, 11 shots back. He lost 2 scouts.
Needing 4s?
Needing 4s.
Nice.
And you can re-roll the 1. Don't forget about that.
What do you mean? I already forgot about that.
That's the only time I'm going to remind you. All right, so you got this many hits, which is good.
7, not bad, not bad. But you're in hard cover.
Hard cover. Don't roll an Andre roll. Maybe I shouldn't roll these yellow dice yet. I'm like 3, 6, 7. Here we go. 2 dead.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
check the leader. It's not the leader. 2 dead. So you actually did more damage than I did, but you have to roll a bad thing for the scout team.
You killed 2. I killed 2.
Your scout team. Oh,
That's
team wiped out on a 6. That could be bad.
Really?
-2.
Oh no, that's. I was looking at breaks.
Yeah, team wiped out.
-1.
Okay. So just -1. So he's down to 8.
Just -1.
So
I'm
we're
at 8
tied.
already. It's like we're Russians.
We're tied now. And then next up, I'm going to do these squads. So their Overwatch is gone. Okay, we'll start with the squad over here. And everything is going to go into Milholland's headquarters section. Needing 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But you can split them up with that one. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the squad that can't see them. So all of theirs have to go onto Milholland's. You'll be able to split them when I fire that squad. 8 hits. Soft cover. That's a lot of shock.
2, 3, 4,
5 shock. 5 shock on the headquarters section. Okay, and then the other squad will fire, and these are the ones you can split.
So that I can fire my
You can fire your
Overwatch
Overwatch,
back,
yes.
right?
Yep, so you'll have 7 minus 2.
2.
So 5 shot. No, 8. 8 minus 2. You got your
That
leader.
sounds
in there.
like 6.
Yep.
Alright. 2.
Reroll the 1. Okay, that's the last time I'm going to tell you. Okay, 3.
3.
Hits. All right. And I'll split them up. I'll put 2 onto that section there. Dead, and then so dead over there. Check the leader. Nope. So dead out of here. And then we will fire the other section, and then you'll be able to split these up.
Did you roll 1 less
2.
die?
I'm firing. Oh, 1 less. No. I'll
Don't
take
worry.
a hit out.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Just
1,
know
2,
I was
3, 4,
I
5,
was
6, 7,
legit there.
10 hits. That's,
Okay.
That's payback for me reminding you to re-roll ones twice. So.
Don't worry, I'll still forget.
10 hits.
I don't have that many dice.
Just like to split them. That's all right. We'll just split them up. You only got
Half and half.
That's a good roll. So it's the dead out of there, and then 2 more shock here. So check your leader in there. Nope. And then 2 more shock here. So these guys are up to 7 shock already.
Yeah, they got 8 guys.
Yeah. They're gonna. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so I think that's everything for me. And it'll be Andre's phase. Alright, let's see what the Americans can do in response here. Oh, wow. End of turn, double phase, and 2 4s. Okay.
Alright.
So, with 1 4, he brought in Sergeant Baldwin over here to command these guys. And then he had, Lieutenant Cox had the squad move out. And he got within range of the mortar. He's going to have the mortar fire an HE into here. Needing 4, so 2 hits. So 1 each. So these guys here, reducing cover by 1. Nothing.
Wow.
Alright, so now we can have these guys fire.
I thought a mortar shell would actually be good.
HE3 is kind of crap.
Well,
Really, it should be 4, I think.
I'm like, I just dropped a mortar shell into a trench full of guys.
It landed off to the side. It missed,
Yeah,
effectively.
with a 6 and a 5, it missed. Yeah, okay.
So we'll figure out who Andre wants to shoot at with these guys. All right, so we're gonna have Andre's gonna have Mel Holland's HQ squad fires 3 shots.
Bang, bang, bang.
So that's 3 hits.
Hit, hit, hit. 3 shock.
3 dead. All right, so we'll put 2 on this far one here. We'll point a shock.
Hey, we did something.
Nothing. Okay, now he's using marching fire on these.
No,
Not marching fire.
that's why I only had 3 shots. Okay, and then I can move back at 1d6 or 2d6.
1d6.
1d6 moving back 3 inches.
Okay. And we'll say since he's moving away from me, he can move. Normally in Chain of Command, you can't do that, but we kind of incorporate some of the sharp practice rules into Chain of Command, where you can, if you're moving away out of line of sight, away from the enemy, you do not count shock. All right, so we had who is that? Dignan's squad just moved around them. That's it. So we move on to the next phase. 3 3s, a 5, and a 6. These guys moved over here. That's Fred Stevens, right? Yes, Fred Stevens' squad moved into the wheat field. Got a 12-inch move. And then he's going to have Dignan's squad do marching fire. So Dignan's going to order marching fire. They're going to move 1d6, but fire at full effect straight ahead. SMG's in range. Fuck. Whoa. 3 hits. That's not very good.
Oh, Travis.
Well,
This is hard enough without the crap rolls.
I didn't see if you had any ones. So
I got 2
2 on these guys.
That belongs to those guys.
We'll do 2 on that first squad there. Point of shock. Then 1 on the other one. Nothing. Alright, so far the hardcover is holding up.
And then some.
Alright, so Dignan's squad was not able to get off the fence with their marching fire move. So they're stuck there. And then he wound up bringing in Anvala's machine gun squad over the woods over there. So all the American forces over here. He's got one thing left off the board, is the tank, which is going to have to come in from over there. And Soviet phase. Double phase.
Really?
Only a 3 to work with though. But I did get 2 chain of command points.
That's probably enough.
A 3. Okay, so I got a 3.
Cool.
So I was going to have Dignan, or I was going to have this squad fire at Dignan, but Andre's going to burn his chain of command dice and interrupt.
Pulling off the fence.
Pulling off the fence. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so he'll make it. Alright, so since they moved, I'm going to use the 3. I'm going to try to get into the church. So I got to get all the way around and into the front door. Alright, so that's pretty good. So I'll move that and then I will pull the shock with the extra command. I made it
to shoot with over there.
I made it. I made it to pretty much to the front door. So we'll go on to the next phase. 2 4s and 2 2s and a 5. So that'll take me up to 4. 2 2s and 2 4s. All right. So I had Lankowski come in. Well, the guys made it in the church first of all, and then I had Lankowski come in here. He pulled the 2 shock. And with another 2, I had these guys rotate in place, so they're going to fire at half effect, and they're going to fire over here at Fred Stevens, needing 4s. Man, these Russians are decent shots tonight.
Yep.
4 hits, soft cover.
So shooting at.
Yeah, the squad.
Can only hit that. Can't see the mortar.
Nope. Dead and a shock. Check and see if it's Fred. Not Fred. So dead in the shock there, and that was my second phase, right?
Yeah.
So I think I am done. All right, so that's it for the Soviets.
All right, go for it. Zumba, zumba, zumba.
So 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and he's almost up to another chain of command dice. So Andre had the machine gun squad. Andre Anvala moved up. And he had the headquarters squad under Mel Holland kind of fall back there, which they got all kinds of shock. and then these guys moved up, Dignan's boys. The tank came in as well. He's going to fire on the church. And then over here, he's going to have the squad and the mortar fire at these boys. So what are we starting with here?
What do we got? Three.
Let's do the mortar. 3 shots.
3 shots. I can count to 3.
One hit.
1 hit. Woohoo! Look at me go.
Nothing.
Again.
All right, so we'll count up what the squad's going to fire. Even the squad is now going to fire 12 shots, needing 4s. Okay.
Cannot shoot.
No 1s.
No 1s. I even remembered, and I got no 1s. 1, 2, 4 hits.
4 hits?
Yeah.
Okay. That's some crap from Stevens. So these guys here, 2 shock. And then the other squad, a dead, not the leader. So 2 shock and a dead. And your tank.
Not horrible, but that's not going to get us there.
Your tank.
Okay, so 6 shots.
All right, so the tank is going to fire at 6 shots.
Boom.
Kaboom.
Needing
4s.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 hits.
4 hits in the open.
In the open, reducing soft cover. Oh,
2
I
dead.
see 2 6s.
And a shock.
And a shock. There's not the leader. So 2 dead and a shock. Okay. Good shot from the tank.
Yeah, okay, maybe the tank was a good idea.
Yeah, I think it probably was.
Well,
Should have been on the board a long time ago.
I thought you still had like 6 points of
I still
tank
got...
and AT gun, and I'm like, I'll leave my tank off to keep your tank and AT gun off. But I'm willing to play that game.
I don't have a tank. All right, so Soviet phase. So here we go, Soviets. It's pretty good. 2, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do. Well, I used the 4 to have Lankowski pull the 2 shock. I next brought the AT gun in. It has its own entrenchment, but it's just going to take the place of that entrenchment. So I have just an empty entrenchment somewhere, which I can't use. So it's going to be AT gun against Chaffee. And I'm using a 3 so I can focus fire, so I need a 4. So we got a hit. And I am 5 against Andre's armor of 4. I got 2. Ah, 2 net hits.
Really?
2 net hits on the Chaffee. Oh, a 6. That's always good. 2 net
Main
hits.
machine gun KO'd.
What is it?
Main machine gun KO'd.
That's it?
2 net hits on tanks, ACs, and SPGs.
On a 6?
Yeah.
That seems pretty weak.
Main gun KO'd.
Oh, main gun. Oh, I thought you said machine gun.
I did. I didn't say I could read well.
So the main gun's... okay, well, that is a big deal. So you can't fire HE6 anymore.
No, but I can drive around and look cool.
You got a lot of machine guns, though. I think you got a couple machine guns. So good job for knocking out that. And so I got some 2s left, so I'm going to have this squad fire over there, and then the machine gun in the church is going to fire as well. Next up, we're going to have this squad. So they're firing at full effect now at Stevens. Need 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Man, these Soviets are like
You're not rolling that many more dice than me, Travis.
on fire.
But you're getting like 3 times as many hits.
Yeah, Americans are supposed to be better shots than Soviets.
Yeah, about that.
10 hits, Andre. All onto Stevens' squad. Soft cover, so.
You saying we're soft Americans?
Whoa. Nothing? Holy shit.
So
you're
rolling
low
like crap is not always bad.
Your low rolling is paid off.
Jesus.
Wow.
That is insane.
Hey, if you're going to low roll consistently, it's going to pay off in your saving throws eventually. All right?
Well, look at that.
That's pretty
That
amazing.
is insane.
All right then, let's see if we can have more luck against Anvala's machine gun squad. So, from the window here, in the open. Yeah, nothing.
Wow.
Okay, well, I took the main gun of the tank out though.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take that too. All right, so that's it for me, I believe.
Everybody's happy. I like it.
We're all happy. All right, so it's Andre's face. Here we go. A bunch of fives. He's rolling up to a second. I still haven't got my first one yet. So what, you got a 4? 2 4s. Well,
That's not horrible.
nope, you got 2 liters, so you can use it. All right, so we'll see what he does. So the machine gun squad moved up barely. They didn't get within 2 inches of the fence.
Barely.
But, barely. But Dignan's squad did marching fire up, and he's going to fire into the blob here. 14 shots.
Oh yeah.
A lot of
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 re-rolls.
5 rerolls.
Have you ever seen anybody so excited about rolling ones to hit?
Only Americans.
And
Oh wow, 4
4
of those
more
hit.
hits.
Nice. Okay,
Wow.
that's pretty good.
That actually brings it up to decent. So 7 hits.
7 hits. All right, so we'll do 4 onto these boys here. A dead and a shock. Check the leader. Not the leader. Oops. And then 3 onto the other squad. Nothing.
Wow.
We're doing really well.
Hardcover
Is amazing.
tough to deal with.
And
So here we
what do you got left here? So you got a senior leader over here.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12 shots here.
Okay. So we're gonna have Stevens is gonna fire now. Good on there remembering to roll ones without being told.
Things you've never seen before in your life. 4 hits.
4 hits. All right. Okay, so left squad. Nothing. Right squad. Point of shock. Wow. So after all that, I took 1 point of 2 points of shock. No, it
You
was
said right squad. Oh, that right. Okay.
my right.
It's my right too, but I don't do directions very well.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Soviet face.
No.
Mortar. I'm sorry. Mortar.
It's going to do some serious damage.
You got a hit.
Taking out your senior leader.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's the senior leader.
That'll be the next roll. Okay, then. So it's going to be Soviet phase now. Another wasted 6. Almost got a chain of command dice. 1, 2, 4. Lankowski. First, we're going to use a 4 for Lankowski. We're going to pull 1 shock. And then we're going to have these boys fire again at Stevens. They got a good roll last time, but Stevens was like hiding in the grass and didn't take any hits.
Steel magnolias.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits this time.
Hey, an average roll. Yeah.
So 7 hits onto Stevens there, Andre.
Okay, and he's still
Still soft cover.
all by his lungs.
So 2 shock.
shock.
Man, that guy's taking 17 hits and taking 2 shock. That's pretty epic.
Yeah, but we're up to 3 now.
And then we're going to have this squad fire over here at Dignan. 1, 2, 3. Not a good roll. 3 hits.
1, 2, 3.
3 crap. Total crap. All right, 3 hits only onto Dignan squad, soft cover. But 3 shock.
Wow.
I'll take it.
That sucks. Actually.
All right, so next up we're going to have the machine gun again fire onto Anvala's machine guns section. So that's 5 hits. See if we can do better this time. Dead and 2 shock. They're in the open. So check and see if it's Anvala. Nope. So a dead and 2 shock out of the machine guns. No, neither one of us are really doing a lot of damage.
No.
Not at all.
This, as close quarters and as much shooting as is going on here, this should be well, it's going to be a much bloodier fight here momentarily.
At some point. So next up I have a 1. I'm going to fire the AT gun at the tank again. I need a 4 again. Because I'm only firing at a 1, but I already hit him. It's a 4.
I don't know. I think a 4 should miss just on the principle of the thing.
So it'll be 5 against 4 again. Oh, 3 this time. I got 3. Let's see if Andre can save the Chaffee. You got 1. So it's again 2 net hits.
A 6.
A 6
Yes!
again. No, I don't want that.
My main gun is still
not
out of commission.
There should be something happen to you. I mean, that's a little ridiculous.
Something did. You took out my main gun.
Again. Okay.
Which actually, you could make an argument that would be the coax.
Okay, the coax is out of here.
That's my main gun right now.
I think you might have a whole gun. We'll check it.
Well, but I mean, the main gun.
Yeah. Okay, so another chain of command point, and 2, 3, 4. Alright, so first thing he had, Anvala pulled 1 shock, and he tried to move 1d6 to move 1, fire at half effect, but he only got a 1, so he couldn't move up because he has 1 shock.
Which is really frustrating because I should have pulled 2 shock and ordered him to move up from here.
Yeah.
And then it would have worked, but
Wrong order. So now he's going to have these guys fire into here. Reroll. That's pretty good. How many is that?
2, 4, 5. That's not pretty good, Travis.
Yeah. Could be worse.
Oh, it's mostly been worse, but it's not pretty good.
Start over here, hardcover. Nothing. Hardcover is doing really well. Nothing.
Yay.
Wow. So that was 4. And then he's got Stevens over there. Stevens will now do his shooting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 1.
It's a green one.
Oh, that's an SMG. Okay, so 9. That's pretty good.
Yes, I will take that all day.
5 on these front guys here. Point of shock. And a point of shock. So a point of shock on each.
So nothing.
Wow. This hardcover is really doing well. They dug these trenches very deep. And nope, I already.
Oh,
here.
Already
Good.
You didn't remove all. Oh.
No, I got 3 shock now. Okay, so is that it?
So is this on? Oh, that is on those guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not good.
And I think you're done, right?
No, I still got my mortar.
Mortar. Okay.
Remember, I'm taking out your senior leader.
You got 1 hit.
There it is.
It's a point of shock because it reduces by 1.
Yep.
So let's put it on these boys here. All right, that's it. And hey, I got a chain of command dice. 1, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to start off. I had Lankowski pull a shock. Then he's going to have both squads fire. So this squad's going to again fire at Stevens. These guys are again fire over here at Dignan. And then I'm going to have the AT gun fire at the tank. And then with the 3, I'm going to pull a shock and have the machine gun fire again. So we'll start off with these guys. So they can lose a dice for having the 2 shock. And they're going to fire at Dignan. Needing 4. So I need to start doing some damage here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're
7,
whining
8,
about
9,
your die rolls?
10 hits. I'm not whining about my die rolls. I'm whining about your saves. My die rolls have been epic. I mean, I'm getting 10 hits, 9 hits every single time. There we go. Now we're talking some damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shock and a dead on these guys.
Probably game.
Check your leader. It's not him. So you're going to be up to
10.
10 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. So they're going to be pinned.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that squad. Next up, this squad is going to fire at Stevens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. See if we can do something to Stevens finally. He's taken 3 shock on 17 hits so far. Yeah, now he's going to start. So yeah, I got 2 dead.
And 2 shock.
2 shock. See if it's Stevens. Not Stevens. Alright, now we're starting to dwindle them down a little bit. Okay, so that's everything here. So let's move on to the stuff over there. Up the MG in the church. At Anvala's machine gun squad in the open. Got 2 hits. 2 dead.
Fuck.
Check your leader. It's not the leader.
Actually, 2 dead is probably better than 2 shock.
Okay, so next up is going to be the AT gun. Again, needing a 4 to hit the tank. Like a 5.
I think those should be -1 or -2 dice just because it's barely a hit.
So let's see if I can get it. I've been doing really good on the AT gun as well. So we got 3 this time. Oh, he blocked it. So it's equal hits and saves.
Yeah, this will probably actually damage me.
2. Equal hits and saves on a 2.
Equal no effect.
No effect. Okay. So we didn't take out his whole gun. And that is it for the Soviets. So we'll just jump right into the American phase here. Two, 3, 4 to work with. First thing Andre did, he had Anvala pull the last shock. He moved up 1d6 to fire at half effect onto there with the machine gun squad. I have a chain of command dice I'm going to burn, and I am going to fire at them before they can fire. And my SMG is within 6, so I get 4 shots with it. So I'm getting a boatload of dice here, needing 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits.
Only 10.
I'm gonna hit 10 hits like every single time. It's amazing.
And I can't split them because my other guys are in hard cover, right?
Right. Yeah, I can fire at the least covered dudes. That's a downside of being in hard cover, pinned. Hard cover. So you got dead and 3 shock. Check your leader. Come on, be a leader. We haven't seen a leader hit yet. Nope, still not. So dead and 3 shock. Okay. No, 9 shots.
9 shots.
Yep. So 2 machine guns, needing 4s.
Hey, 2 hits!
2
Woo!
hits. 1 each. Over here. Over there. Can't see what that is. Nothing. Again, the hardcover. I just told Andre I've only lost 4 Soviets. Oh no, I'm sorry, I got 2 more over here. So I've lost 6 Soviets.
But I did point out that you're at 3 shock though.
Yeah. 3 shock with 6 dead Soviets. Okay, so that was a 4. No, that was a 3.
That was a 3.
Alright, so we still got a 2 and a 4
2 and a
left.
4.
Andre's he's gonna have who is that? Dignan squad fire its 3 shots. It's got
2 hits.
1 each.
Takes out a senior leader, Murrah.
A shock. Point of shock. So they're up to 3.
And then over here.
So that was that a 4?
That was a 2.
A 2, okay. And he's got a 4 over there to deal with. Next thing he's gonna have, so you got 4 shock.
Oh, my bad.
So you got to pull 2 dice.
All
8 shots
machine
from
gun
here.
dice.
8 shots from here into there. 4s, that's really good. Reroll the 1. Oh, all hits?
No.
Okay, almost all hits. How many is that?
7.
Okay, 4 and 3. So we'll start with 4 onto these boys. 2 shock. So they're gonna be, oh. They're gonna
As
be
we fall over from amazement that we did 2 shock.
Look at that, nothing. 2 shock. Wow. These Soviets are very dug in. like as dug as you can possibly get.
If they can dig it, Doug is
And then the mortar, right?
the mortar. I've predicted this is
3 hits. That's 3 sixes.
3 sixes.
Wow.
3 rending hits. That's got to be something, right?
So 2 on these boys. Point of shock.
I just wasted the only 3 sixes I've rolled
Yeah.
all evening and did a point of shock. Okay.
Well, we are starting to build up. We got 4 and 3.
Yeah.
So it's starting to build up. And
Well,
I think-
well, I'll be in hardcover pretty soon, all the way around.
All right, so it's, I believe, a Soviet phase, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Double phase.
No.
2 5s and a 3.
Well, as far as double phases go, that was not
Not great,
horrible thing.
for you. All right, so I got a 3 to work with. Well, actually 19 shots.
Oh, man.
So first, I'm going to have this squad fire at these guys, but they're going to interrupt. He's got a chain of command dice, so the machine gun squad finally gets to fire 19 shots. And we'll count them up. So it's 9 hits. So we're going to do
9!
We've been waiting all night for that. So 4 on these boys here. Oh, 2 dead, finally. Some dead Soviets. And then 5 on the other one. A dead and 2 shock. Hey, we're finally taking some damage here.
You're rolling my dice.
So check our leader there. Nope. Check our leader there. No. Still no dead leaders. So we got 2 dead out of here. 1 dead out of here. And then 2 shock. So they're up to 5. We're starting to
That actually...
feel a little bit here.
That was a decent interrupt.
That was a good one.
That'll hopefully lighten the pain a little bit here.
Yep.
Except you got a double phase.
I do. So I will pull a shock with the one of the commands, and then we'll fire back at them. Turning fire. 12 shots onto the machine gun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, my traditional 10 hits.
Yeah, well, if you're rolling 10 or more dice, you're going to get 10 hits.
All right. 10 hits, Andre. Onto the machine gun.
Splitting amongst
Nope.
amongst the entire squad.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
3 dead. 2 shock. All right, check your leader. Still not the leader, so 3 dead though. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3. So you got 3 crewmen. So you're down to the machine guns. And you've taken 2 shocks, so you're up to 5. With 5 dudes.
Yeah, but you got a double
I got
phase.
another phase.
If I could have hammered back at you here,
Yeah.
we would have had a real slugfest. But you're
But-
probably going to take me down.
Alright, so next Soviet phase. 2, 2, 2, 3. So I should be able to do
That'll
everything.
do everything.
Yeah, so I'll make a senior leader. I'm not even going to worry about the AT gun at this point, really, am I? I mean, the tank's so far out of it. It's got 1 machine gun. He's way the hell out of here, so I'll figure it out. Alright, so I made a 4 with the 2 2s. I pulled 3 shock. I have a 3. I pulled another shock. And then we're going to fire 1 squad with the last command. With the 2, I'm going to fire the other squad. So I pulled a bunch of shock, and we're going to have this squad fire at them. These guys can only fire at them because they can't shoot through them. So it's going to be 12 shots here at the machine guns. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only average.
How can you live under these conditions?
Yeah, that's BS. 2 dead. And
That
a
was-
shock. That was these guys.
Oh, that's game.
So check your leader. It's not the leader. So what do you want to take out 1 guy per?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so grab 2 of those little red dice. And then you took how many shock? 1 shock? So you're at 6. I think they break. Because you're at 1, 2, 3 guys with 6 shock. So they're going to break. So 2d6 plus 6 back. 10 plus 6. That probably will get you off the edge. Measure that out.
I'm good with calling it at this
You're
point.
calling it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah, they're off.
I've got nothing left.
And Wallace squad is routed. There's gonna be a bunch of bad things.
I mean, those were the only guys I had on the board that
Yeah.
were gonna do anything
And
to
he's
you.
pinned. Yeah. Okay, we'll come back and wrap it up. Okay, here to wrap it up. Soviet victory. We didn't even roll the bad things. He would have had to roll junior leader routes, team or squad breaks, which would have probably dropped him like 3 at least.
I'd have still been. It's not that the game couldn't have continued,
I could have continued.
but
But he's got a pinned squad. He's got a squad with
six,
6 almost pinned back there. Steven's squad is, what do they have?
4. I mean,
They're the only intact squad he has left.
but I mean, in terms of firepower,
Yeah.
you know, it's.
So really, that Soviet hardcover was amazing in this game. I mean, how much I lost? 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 Soviets, and I only had 5 shock. I had a fully intact AT gun. I had a squad in here. The tank was neutralized. I took out the gun, took out the coax. It just sat there. So yeah, the Americans could not crack the Soviet hardcover. Hardcover is amazing. These squads, when you have single team squads like this, having only to pay 1 point for entrenchment is like a no-brainer, especially on defense. Like, you know, I'm bringing in. As soon as I knew I was defending, like, okay, well, I know where 3 of my points are going. And I actually didn't even spend all my support points. Andre reminded me I had 9. I think I only spent 7. I had 3 for this and 4 for the entrenchments. So really, I should have had 9 because I had 2 plus the 7 for the force rating difference. And we did kind of mid-game agree that I could use both of those extra points to bring my adjutant. That's how this guy got to come in when my leader was on. So, and Andre had a good idea. Save your points and spend double during the game to decide what you need. Could be interesting.
I think it could be a legitimate actual rule. I mean, it's.
It'd be hard to bring anything with double points, though. I mean.
Well, that's just it. And it should be really difficult because if you're in the game, you know, seeing what you really need in the moment should be really expensive.
Yeah, so that's an interesting little house rule you could consider. But so the Soviets, the American attack on the Soviet village failed. I was rolling amazing hits. I mean, 10 hits, 9 hits, 10 hits, 9 hits. And then Andre was rolling great saves for most of the game until the last part of the game.
When it fell apart.
Then he started taking a lot of casualties, taking a lot of shock.
Started rolling average, average rolls with your hit rolls pretty much cratered me.
Yeah, so it's a tough one.
I'm super frustrated, but mostly that's because it was really a good game. And I'm not disappointed with how the attack went per se. I really think it could have and probably should have succeeded, but
What was your plan?
Just see what happens and go with it.
Good plan. That was my plan.
Being able to have all my forces on one side and having some cover and just
So you were planning on kind of loading up that side.
I honestly thought I'd wind up loading up that side because there's less cover on it over there for me. So I thought you'd force me that way. But when you pushed me around this way, I really thought I'd be able to get those guys back in the fight at some point. But that was the other thing where you were able to utilize pretty much all of your dice every turn, and I can't say that it was bad for me, but I didn't get enough to get the tank back in, get these guys rallied. But when I had this squad and the machine gun squad up on the fence without any pins, think if 3 turns earlier I'd have actually made the roll and gotten up there, I'd have had 30 to 50 more shots into you up here. That could have been a game changer.
He did roll really bad to get to the fence. He was like
It seemed like every time I could
didn't shy.
roll something and it would screw me, it was happening there for a while. It was just super frustrating, but bad rolling is only frustrating when you can see a path to victory still.
Right.
And pretty much through the whole game, I could see a path to victory. It was, once I had those guys up on the line, it was just, I need a double phase. I just need to take out a senior leader. I just need,
Right.
that extra little bit of luck. And I was getting the luck when getting them up there, and that's kind of where it ended. So, super cool game. I don't necessarily enjoy frustration, but
Like-
the upside of, sometimes these things go, like you were talking about that game last week with Steve.
Oh, yeah.
They're so one-sided that it's just a laugh fest. It's just
Yeah.
humorous. This wasn't. It was frustrating because I just need.
You can taste it.
It's there. I just need that little bit of luck or a bunch less bad luck, and it could happen for me. But not this time.
Well, I guess I got a really timely double phase towards the end to route your machine
Yeah.
gun squad. That was a game. That was a game right there, like you said.
Well, and imagine once I got online up here, if I had pulled a double phase.
Oh, yeah, I would have been in trouble.
I probably wouldn't have been getting the kills, but I could have piled up. That was the thing. You were just pulling the shock off as quick as I was putting it on.
Yeah,
and,
Lankowski did a great job.
and that's if you can pull that off, hardcover is going to win every game.
Yep. Totally. Yeah. So it's a good game. As far as I think I had a good interrupt at one point. You had that one
I
interrupt.
think
you
I
did
had
was
a good interrupt too, didn't I?
Yeah, you had a good interrupt. You did most of your damage with that interrupt of those 20 shots with the machine
actually,
guns.
yeah.
But that interrupt I did when they moved up weakened them enough so that when I got my double phase, it was enough to break them. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's a good game. Soviets win, and
Medium mortars suck.
60 mil mortars. Yeah, no good. I don't think it did a single, or I think it did a shock.
It did a point of shock.
Yeah. I really think they need to be HE4 for those.
Well,
Double.
I'm actually okay with the HE3, but at least let them range in and give them some kind of a bonus once you're ranged in, because have some kind of a ranging mechanism or something, because, HE3 when you're just shooting it is legitimate, but after you got them, somebody pinned down under it, you should be able to do some damage with it.
Maybe, another house rule, just an idea. Maybe like coming up, you re-roll misses if you're ranged in.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, that could be serious, because
That could be a good,
yeah,
just to make them a little bit better.
the HE3 in the scope of the game I think is balanced, but there's no benefit to getting dialed with a mortar, which is what a mortar is all about.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, it could be a little cool mechanic. You re-roll misses if you're in line of sight and you've been firing at the same target for a few phases, as long as you get ranged in. So yeah. So anyway, we're gonna call it for tonight. So thanks to all the guys who were here for the live stream. Appreciate them hanging out with us, and check out our channel sponsors. Check out our social media stuff: Facebook, Patreon, and Twitter. And let us know what you guys think about this game. And we'll see you next time.